All right, let's get started. Where we last left off, you guys were in Australia. You had gone from Perth to Derby, following a train with a train taking the coastline. And when you arrived in Derby, you encountered something pretending to be a sheep. It ravaged all of you. But you guys managed to defeat it. And Dr. Watson bought a lot of this strange medicine. I think I had what he wrote. He bought 9 vials. Yeah. And then the next day, you were going to get on a ferry to take you to Darwin. So we're just going to jump ahead to when you guys boarded the ferry in Derby. It takes a couple hours, and you arrive in Darwin that afternoon of the day you left Derby. Let's see. You recovered 1 naturally from the night, and you took medicine to help you, so that recovered an additional 3 hit points. By the way, can Revan roll a Constitution check? No. You would have recovered the 1 naturally, and if you want to take medicine, Dr. Watson has plenty of it. Yeah, Dr. Watson has medicine that he can give you. Or he can actually just really go on with the bandages too and heal you up. Oh, you have a cut? I'm gonna just use this bone saw to just heal you up right there. See, we gotta stem the bleeding. We're just gonna cut off the whole leg. All right. If he gives you medicine, you can also take an additional 3 hit points recovered. But I need you to make a con check. Nope. Since you failed, I've rolled something secretly behind the scenes and gonna tell you about it eventually. Hey, listen, you didn't fumble the roll, so I would say hold that in high esteem. All right, so you guys are pointing to Darwin. As you look around, it's a pretty stereotypical shanty town. A lot of low buildings. Connor, you would love it. There's a lot of alcohol everywhere. There are signs for alcohol in mass quantities. But you also notice these flyers posted everywhere. And you see these posters tacked up on telegraph wires, sides of buildings. It's for Dr. Weber's amazing cure-all, a medicine that Dr. Watson so happened to have bought a lot of. And there's a gathering of people a little ways off the dock, so they're not actually paying attention to the ferry arriving. You just it looks like a massive crowd of people that have gathered around. You can't see if they're like all looking at something, but you're too far away to listen to what they're talking about. And you make a listen check. It just sounds like a massive peep. Oh, and there you are. Sorry. All right, for Revan, you just hear like all these people talking, and it sounds like this massive amount of noise, just assaulting your senses. Dr. Watson, you hear that the people are actually talking about a traveling salesman who's coming into the town to sell Dr. Weber's cure-all. Connor and Jim, you guys aren't really paying attention. You just see a lot of people. Connor, you're distracted by all the alcohol signs. Connor, by your estimation, there's probably about 25 different establishments within sight of the docks. Okay, are you guys going to go into... Probably. Are you guys just going to go drinking and stuff? You want to actually buy a full bottle? Okay. Okay. You yes, you can. Make a luck roll. Yeah, you find a very reasonably priced bottle of whiskey. Extremely reasonably priced. I'm not entirely sure even how they would price it, but it's reasonably priced. Oh yes. I'd say if you were to convert it, it'd probably be about $4. It's a single bottle. You want if you want to buy multiples, it's going to cost more, but that's for a single bottle. He would sell to you for 8. It's a bartender. You buy unused stock from the bar. Make a listen check, Revan. Just Revan. You hear a bunch of the people in the bar, the other patrons, whispering under their breath about how dare some rich foreigner come in and buy all the good liquor, and how they want to follow you out to the back of the building and beat the whiskey out of you. Yeah, all four of you guys can be together. That's fine. Yep. All right. You can tell that there's probably a good 15 drunks already in the bar. The bartender notices you, like you getting your gun ready. Oh, you are okay. Okay. As soon as you leave the bar, several drunks follow. When you glance back, you see about 5 guys. All right. You see this. All right, Jim, you can make a luck roll. Yeah. Uh, you find somebody who appears to be a person of authority, but when you tell them what's going on, they just laugh. The guy just laughs at you and calls you a stupid foreigner. He goes, whatever. As long as you don't spill any blood on the streets, I don't care. Okay, Jim, what's your movement speed? Out of curiosity. Okay. It will take you about 20 seconds to reach them if you run. To reach the alley. I mean, you got to think that Darwin is a. It's a town that had its economic boon only because of where it is. Because there were some great mines that were found not too far away. So there are, yeah, okay, all right. In the alleyway, Revan, as you slip into the alley and start getting your gun ready, the group of drunks from the bar come around the corner. At this moment, you're all alone. Your friends are going to be coming up, hopefully behind them, but at this moment, it's just you. They are about 10 feet away from you. Hey, oh, we just want to talk. Buying all our whiskey. Who do you think you is? You bought whiskey, you didn't share it. That's a crime. Yeah, now we're gonna have to beat you for it. You see, one of the guys is got like a club. Yeah, we're pretty sure. The guy who's leading advances close enough to you as Connor comes around the corner. You can. Okay, let's see. All right, you shoot one of the guys, the trailing drunks in the back. He stumbles forward and howls, blood pouring from the injury, but he's still got enough sense around him to turn on you. And he's pretty close to you too. But you don't see he doesn't have any weapons. He just has his hands balled into fists. Make an intimidate roll. You both can. I'll say you can. Yeah, you can basically roll with an advantage. So you can roll. You can roll a second time, and you take the better of the rolls. Yeah, just yeah. All right. So they begrudgingly comply. And foreigners always thinking they know what's best. All right. Yep. Watson, you and and Jim arrive at roughly the same time. You see Connor standing there with his gun in one hand and a bottle of alcohol in the other. Revan is at the other end of the short alley with his gun visible, and all the drunks from the bar that had come out laying on the ground. One of them bleeding out of a wound in his back. All right. Just make a first aid roll. Okay. Great. Damn, foreigner wouldn't share his whiskey. I shouldn't have to fucking ask. If you knew somebody had whiskey and they didn't offer to share it, wouldn't you be pretty angry at them? My problem is I'm drunk and I want to be more drunk. Yeah, and I want to be more drunk. Free drunk. done with you. Okay. You guys wander away, easily noting that no police of any kind came to investigate the gunshot. The place that you want to go is a little south of the town. It's just out, it's just south of Darwin. All right, Connor, can you roll a d10? Just Connor. Yep. All right. It's basically determine which bar you walk into next. So you walk into a bar with the word Bertram's above the doorway. It's the only bar that you've seen that actually has anything remotely like advertising. And there's even a small sign that says "Ladies Welcome." Um, you guys walk in. You see the bartender's a kind of rotund guy with thick mustache and a beard. He sees you and he waves and says, "Welcome to Bertram's." I am Bertram. Please have a seat wherever you like. I will get you whatever you want. No, he does not appear Arabic. If anything, he's probably British. The place is pretty crowded. There's probably a good couple dozen other people in there talking to each other, mumbling. There are both white and black people in there, but you can see that there's white people and the black people are not sitting together. Yeah. Well, coming up. and he serves all of you the alcohol of your choice. Connor, if you hand him if Connor you hand him an empty bottle, he's gonna fill it up for you. Okay. Uh, of ale, only because it's so much that you're getting, but for the most part, you don't care. Alcohol is alcohol to you. Um, as you're in there, I need you guys to make a listen roll. All of you. Everyone inside the bar. All right, Jim, um, traveling salesman coming in to town. Um, but there's also talk about a dig that apparently mad white man led out into the desert sands a couple years earlier. That it's led by some crazed white man. They mean white man. It's some of the black Aboriginals that are talking. You hear that from. Are you going to go over and talk to them? All right. The bartender nods, says, "Yeah, some people talk saying that there was this white guy who created some religious cult and led everybody out, a bunch of people out to the desert. But that's just stories. I don't want to believe any of that crap. You didn't see any white people traipsing through the desert? No, it is. It's crazy, but the whole white guy aspect that doesn't make sense to me. But this religion, they're said to worship some sort of animal, like a big bat. Yeah, I know. The things that people believe in. If you want to worship something, Worship a good bottle of whiskey. Get my meaning. Really good 50-year-old bottle of whiskey. Uh, there's talk about some of them, the people coming back. None have come back here. Though they were certainly hired. There were certain people hired from Darwin. But yeah, no returns. But you want to hear something, if you want to hear something a little crazy. I hear that whatever this supposed dig found, or they're in the process of excavating, they're sending stuff back out through Darwin, through Randolph Shipping down the street. Yeah. They found something. I don't know what they found. Maybe they found evidence of this bat, this large bat. I don't know. But they must have found something because something's killing animals, killing cattle, killing horses. The driver has seen some of the corpses, some of the bodies around, but he's making his tour around the continent, so he ain't gonna be around for a while. I'm not sure. He just said that there were bodies. I really don't know. Like, couldn't tell you, to be perfectly honest. Well, let's. I'm gonna first cut back to Connor and Jim. You guys went to talk to the Aboriginals. They tell you a very similar story, but they give you a name, Billy Burlong, who is supposedly a worker at Randolph Shipping, which is just down the street. Um, Most people that live around here is what they tell you. I don't know. I really can't say. Yeah, they tell you either Billy or this other guy, this Aboriginal Johnny Big Bush. They can help. They can might be able to help you more, tell you more about what's going on. Yes. Um, when you guys make your way out of the bar eventually, after drinking your fill and a little bit more, you see a vacancy sign next to it, a building called the Outback Inn. That's probably good. It's about 10 minutes away, 10-minute walk away. Yeah, it's still like 3 in the afternoon. Uh, it's unbelievable, to be honest. And he bids you guys all farewell. Um, Revan, are you leading them back to your grandparents' house or to their farm? All right. Okay. Are you guys all going? Hmm. All right. Revan, you can make a luck roll. All right. With a little bit of looking, you're able to find a truck that can drive you guys out of town to your grandparents' farm. So you don't have to try to hitchhike or walk the distance. It's only a couple miles, but it would have been in the middle of the day would have been tough for you. So yeah, they you're brought directly to the farmhouse. Um, it's like about 4 in the afternoon, and Revan, you're greeted by your grandmother. Oh, Revan, so good to see you. Yes, yes, your grandfather and I have worked so hard for this. Oh, Oh, of course, we have plenty of room. Revan, I'm sure you'd like to see your grandfather. He had a bit of an accident recently, but he's recovering nicely. As she walks inside, she says, "Your grandfather, he got his arm caught in some farm equipment. He's all right, but we thought for a while he was going to lose the arm. But this most wonderful thing happened. We met this doctor, this who was traveling around Australia selling his medicine. And your grandfather took some, and he's been better ever since." You go into the house. Everybody else. Everybody, you go into the house first. Everybody else follows you. And sitting in, like, I guess you say that the living room, listening to the radio, is an older man who smiles and introduces himself as Revan's grandfather. Revan, who Benjamin. Revan, can you make a spot hidden roll? It has to be hard. Spot hidden. Um, Everything about your grandfather looks fine. He seems to be moving very well. From what you can even remember, the last time you saw your grandparents, your grandfather didn't even move as well as he's doing right now. It's this air, good for my health. I feel 10 years younger. Dr. Watson, can you make a spot hidden roll? No, you can't. Oh, it's Dr. Weber's medicine. I wish I had some jars around, but he's taking like 2 bottles a day. It was a little bit. Well, he liked it so much, and once he started taking it, it just like he couldn't stop taking it. Well, shouldn't be too hard. I don't think we have any left. Believe he's gone through all of it. Oh, it was about a month ago, I would think. Oh, yes, everything's going to be fine. I've never been better. Can everybody make an intelligence roll or a psychology roll? Okay. All right. For everybody who made an intelligence roll, you have a sense. You can tell just by the way that you're seeing Reverend's grandfather move that he's not moving normally. His motion's a little bit more stilted and almost mechanical in a way. Dr. Watson, studying the situation, you have a sense that Revan's grandmother is afraid of something. No, no, but thank you, dear. It's just a miracle. That's all. Yes, yes, a miracle. She opens her mouth as if she's gonna say something, and then closes it and smiles. No, everything's working out just fine. God has been good to us. All right, Doctor Watson, do you want to spend 2 luck? Okay. She sets her features and she makes sure the door is closed and the windows are shut. And she whispers to you, "Something's not right. Ever since he took the medicine, Something hasn't been right. I don't know what's in the medicine, but it's changed him. I'm assuming that all introductions were made and stuff. I was a nurse before I retired, before we moved out here, and I saw a lot of injuries. What happened to my husband? What happened to my husband was severe. The hospital I worked at, they would have taken the arm. There would have been. There's no saving it. But it grew back. No, no, this is just Watson. Um, Dr. Watson was just asking your Revan's grandmother a little bit more persistent questions. Yes, he walked with her into another room. Um, all of your grandfather's movements appear to be very like not entirely natural. Just through simple observation, you can tell that there's the way he's moving, like from the way his arms bend, the way every step he takes. There's just something that's not quite right, as if it's something that's pretending to be a person, and it only knows what a person is does based on like pictures. And Revan, you actually feel when you stop the embrace with your grandfather, you feel almost like part of your skin was cut, and that you're like almost slightly bleeding a little bit out of your side. Not enough to cause serious injury, but you feel like you were scratched. No, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Revan, you can make an extreme idea roll. Yeah, it's the same as intelligence, but yes, you could make an occult roll. Yes. All right. How am I gonna go with this first? Okay, Connor. Based on your occult studies, you would guess, you'd surmise that Revan's grandfather is possessed by something. Something that's not human in nature. Something that has seen humans and seen how humans behave, but isn't actually experienced as being a human. Revan, you have seen movement like this before. From the creature that you encountered in Derby that had been pretending to be a sheep. It moved in its natural state, it moved in a very similar fashion, with its joints shifting and continually changing, and how it moved almost robotically. And Revan, you can take a sanity roll, lost too. Make a sanity roll. Okay. You don't take any loss. But your mind is connecting all the dots. And um no, a sanity roll would not be appropriate. You can make an intelligence roll to see if you're able to comprehend, a similar connection. Now you don't. You realize that shooting it, whatever the thing is just going to end up hurting Revan's grandfather. No. Jim, what are you doing right now? Okay. Okay. All right. The grandfather invites you to sit, and you're able to sit across from him. Uh, yeah, he doesn't tell you where to sit. He just he sits back down, and you politely sit as well. All right. He's a very good boy. Ever since he was little, I knew he would amount to greatness. All right. There are a few minutes of really awkward small talk. The kitchen door opens, and Evan's grandmother and Dr. Watson reappear. His arm was completely shredded. His right arm. The bone itself was split in multiple places. Tendons, musculature, everything was destroyed. To be honest, he stuck his arm into a piece of machinery. here on the farm. He was trying to remove a jam, and the blade just came and basically crushed and severed. I heard him scream, and I brought him to the hospital. I didn't see it happen. And as a nurse, I thought I could at least make him feel better. I thought I was gonna have to say goodbye to my husband all those after that happened. No, he came through. He comes through every couple of months on like a little tour he does around the land, and we just been politely buying some. You know, a bottle here, a bottle there, just to be nice, to be friendly, and to be honest, I was glad when that I had this medicine on hand. When the injury, I was hoping that it was at least going to relieve the pain. Yes, I mean, I think Weber's supposed to be here tomorrow. I saw all the signs plastered up, but yeah, we just over I'd say maybe the course of a couple years just bought this medicine. I'll definitely do that. It's just strange. That's all. Everything since he started taking it, it's been strange. As far as I know, it's all gone. She takes the bottle from you. One dose. I can remember that. She smiles and just walks out of the kitchen, back to the living room, where you see Jim sitting as far away from Evan's grandfather as possible in a small living room. Connor and Revan are nowhere to be seen. Yes, he was just telling me about this train ride they took. Must have been the train up from Perth, because the right train that I can even think about that's a long distance train. Yeah, it's and as he's talking, every once in a while he stops speaking for a few seconds, and then resumes speaking as if nothing ever made him stop, as he has no memory of stopping. That he was talking, and then he would stop talking for a few seconds, then resume talking. What what medicine are you talking about? I haven't been taking any medicine. I'm as fit as ever. I don't need medicine. Why? Do you have some of the medicine with you? He looks over at Watson. Do you have some of the medicine with you? He he's got an extremely serious expression on his face. I know you have medicine on you. I can tell. If you're smart, if you're smart, you'll give me the medicine you have. All of it. Because I demand it. Connor and Revan, what are you guys doing? Are you guys gonna walk back into the house eventually, or are you gonna stay outside? Okay. Eventually, you guys make your way back inside of the farmhouse. And you walk in as Revan, your grandfather, is staring at Dr. Watson, seemingly demanding that Watson turn over any medicine that he has. Yes. Correct. Oh, right this way, dear. And she shows you down the hall into where you can get to. Okay. She looks at you. You don't know what's possessing him, and that's the problem. It's beyond you. You're not entirely sure. He's he's still kind of sitting in his rocking chair. There's a wall probably behind him. A fireplace and radio off to his left. No, if he was to get up, he probably would be. He'd be if he was to try to attack one of you guys. He could be near a doorway. Okay. I Connor, you watch as the last as all the holes the bullet holes in his face start to close and seem to reassemble, and he just looks at you. Now he's growling and sneering. I yeah, you guys just open fire on him, but the bullet holes close or miss, or they seem like he seems to move out of the way enough to avoid being shot. No, it's not. It's warm out. He doesn't have the fire burning. What do you mean? Yes, yes, it is. It's the beginning of October, so summer is just at its end. It's autumn. Connor, can you make an intelligence roll? Or yeah, so it's the other. It's spring. Yep. It's close. It's close to New Zealand and the equator. So yeah. Connor, Connor, make an intelligence roll or an idea roll, rather. All right. You have a sneaking suspicion that you know something that would be effective, and it's a certain section out of your secret book. Yep. Mm-hmm. It takes 3 rounds to cast. Yep. And Revan's grandfather is getting up, and he's going to begin assaulting you. Yes, but but he just always has to remain in view. So Revan's grandfather is going to get up, and he's going to run at. Oh, he's going right at you. He's just got his hands ball into fist. He's not trying to grab for a weapon or anything like that at the moment. The grandfather tries to grab Connor, but misses horribly. I mean, he can't even reach. Dr. Watson grabs his shirt collar and sort of changes the grandfather's trajectory. Um, Dr. Watson, when you grab the grandfather, he tries to take a backhand swing at you, but he swings past your head. Yes, he's moving a little. He's moving faster than you would expect a normal man to move. And now would be a good time for everybody to make a sanity roll as well. Yeah, Jim, it's sand, not a pow. Yes. All right. If you failed your sanity roll, you're going to take 1 point of sanity loss. Um, 4 points. So it's good you didn't fumble. All right. Revan's grandfather, as he's trying to swing at Watson, his arm seems to split in half, and one half of the hand stops, so the other hand keeps swinging around and tries to grab at Revan. After Revan and Jim go, I'll consider that one round. Because I know you're just waiting. Yeah, even though your grandfather's hand reaches over, it doesn't grab you. So, Jim, what would you like to do? Okay. Make a dexterity roll. All right. You attempt to swing, and you manage to cut into the grandfather's skin. Um, but it seems like the blade starts to sizzle and pop as if it's being dissolved by acid. The grandfather's mouth opens up, and he begins to howl something that is very not human. Um, Power. All right. Okay. All right. Dr. Watson, it's your turn. Mm. Yes, all the wounds healed up. Okay. Make a strength roll. Um, yeah, it's just a strength roll. I mean, you can. I'll allow you to roll a fighting brawl. Mm. Yeah, you tried to grab on, but he's just too wiry. He's moving and easily able to avoid you. But now he's going to now seeing what you're doing. You're trying to grab him. He turns and like shifting his body. His two arms come together, form a fist, and he punches you for one damage. Yep, go ahead. Um, right now, Dr. Watson and Jim can both make listen rolls. All right, Dr. Watson, you hear this very faint, subtle, almost harmonious singing coming from everywhere. But the whatever is being sung, it's matching the words that Connor is saying in his chant. Yeah, something is starting to happen. Um, all right, Dr. Watson, it is your turn again. Wow. All right, he is going to grab Dr. Watson by the neck and pull him down so that his Watson's face connects with his knee. And you all hear this very loud crack as Dr. Watson's nose connects with the grandfather's kneecap. And Dr. Watson, you're going to take 3 points of damage and fall unconscious. Yep, it's your turn. No, unless he showed you. You try to grab hold of him, but he just seems to slip out of your grasp. At that moment, you can clearly hear this singing that seems to like echo in your head, and the grandfather starts screaming, and like you can almost see like blood dripping out of the grandfather's ears, as this song is just echoing all everywhere around you, off every surface. You know, if you look, you see Connor's eyes are closed, but he seems to be singing something. Roll a d6. Yeah, the grandfather tries to move towards Connor, but his body seems to be dissolving with every step, and he drops to one knee and and starts howling and howling more. Connor, you can roll another d6. All right, the grandfather falls down, and the body starts to like crumble away, and this strange inky black mass seems to pull itself free of the grandfather's corpse and begins to move towards Connor slowly, though, like it's extremely hurt. You see these strange purplish welts forming on its body, and it seems extremely weakened. Okay. Connor, you can, if you want to keep the spell up, you have to make another sanity roll. Yeah, just sanity and magic. Okay. Yep. But the singing is getting louder and louder, and although it doesn't like hurt anybody else's ears, the creature is visibly in pain. Revan, you can hear the song outside, and it's making you stop running. Dr. Watson, you're slowly regaining consciousness as you hear this singing, and the first thing that pops in your mind is that it's some sort of holy singing almost. The way that it's very musical and harmonic, it's just soothing almost. And Jim, it's loud to you, but it doesn't hurt. All right. Okay. Go for it. It No, you don't have to light it. I'll just assume that you're able to light it after a few attempts. It's still moving towards you, but it's moving extremely slowly. And as the fire starts to have an effect on it, it starts to stagger a little bit as it's moving towards you. Yeah, he has to every turn he has to sacrifice more magic and more sanity. Correct. And his magic points heal after he sleeps. He regains them back naturally. Okay. Make a attack roll. It'll be an unarmed attack unless you have club. It's it's still moving at Connor, but it's moving very slowly now. All pretenses of humanity are gone. It keeps shifting its form, so it doesn't even resemble a crawling person anymore. Now it looks somewhat like a snake and somewhat like a spider. It doesn't seem to know what it wants to be at the moment. Yep, Dr. Watson, you've recovered your consciousness. Wood. Okay. Uh, um, okay. Um, the creature moves into the pool of alcohol on the floor, and the flames that are on its body start to lick the alcohol and ignite immediately. The creature continues howling, but it's not moving anymore. You would think that if it was a person, it just collapsed. Okay. It's the howling is slowing. It's not as continuous as it had been, and the flesh on its body goes from black to almost this marblish gray as it stops moving completely. The flames just burning all around it. The singing, the singing stops immediately. Revan, do you have medicine? Or Dr. Watson could do this as well. But Revan. All right. Dr. Watson, you can roll medicine. All right. Dr. Watson, you would, looking back at Revan's grandfather's body, you would guess that he died probably 2 weeks ago or so. Officially. Medically, he would have died 2 weeks ago. Yes. Yes, there is a separate body. Can everybody in the house make a luck roll? Yeah, Connor, I think you're the only person who's outside. Yeah. The creatures, you hear this loud sizzle and a pop. And suddenly the walls and ceiling and floor are all covered by this gorish black tar. But luckily it misses all of you. And you can, without even looking at it, you can tell the thing is dead. Eventually you can, once the fires are put out enough, and your mind is back enough. Speaking of which, can how much sanity did you end up losing? Yes. Okay. You don't have to worry about it, but yes. Okay. All right. Yes. And you also gave some to Revan. Or Revan took some. Revan, at this, while you're crying over your grandfather's body, you have the you start coughing, and you see blood coming out of your mouth. Like you coughed up blood. Okay. I'll assume you find something that you would consider nice. Okay. Um, you're not entirely sure how it did anything that it did. If you had to guess, you would say there's some that the creature was not natural. Yeah, after a little while, you dig a deep enough hole, and you're able to carefully put the body in. Okay. Yeah, it takes a little bit more time, but you're able to finish the burial. And it's nighttime. The farmhouse is badly destroyed. It's still standing, but it's badly destroyed. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So you're able to take care of everything, and that's where we're going to end the session. Yes. Yeah, I realize that now. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys, and I will see you next week. All right. Have a good night. That's whatever.